Peggy, and what a joy to welcome you into our kitchen today. And also to welcome my special guest, Donna Bundrick Griffin, who is here on behalf of the Walter P. Rowell Company, yes, in South Carolina, the freshest things you could possibly want. So you want vitamins and calcium, it's all here for you, plus some great recipes. And thank you, Donna. Thank you for all the trouble you go to present this for all of us.
Well, thank you, Peggy, and thanks to your viewers for enjoying our recipes and products.
Oh,
like Peggy said, we are in South Carolina, and this is what we look like. So we recommend when you're in your grocery store to ask for Nature's Greens. We also have another line. We have a versatile veggie line. But Peggy, I am going to be doing today a phenomenal kale salad. It is so quick and easy using our already cut and washed kale. I'm going to feature a squash casserole.
Oh, that squash casserole, it's just
smells
gorgeous.
So good, doesn't it? We just took it out of the oven, actually, so you could see the finished product.
We guarantee we will make you hungry.
Right, and we're going to be doing also a kale pineapple smoothie.
Okay.
So, and we're doing a vegetarian nacho.
All right.
So, I love kale. If you haven't tried it, I recommend that you do so. It is so good for you. Loads of vitamin C.
Vitamin C, and calcium.
Right, and folic acid too. So kale is one of the best things that you can enjoy now. You can saute it, you can put it in salads, you can smooth it, you can juice it. You can use it in casseroles. You can substitute it for other green leafy vegetables in your recipes. And again, we recommend that you enjoy kale, and particularly Nature's Greens kale.
Right.
For this recipe, Peggy, and this is one of those quick and simple ones. I like
this is all pre-washed. I mean, that's
pre-washed and
so
cut up.
So it's easy.
That's right. After I get home from church on Sunday and have lunch, I like to kind of sit around and think about what foods go together. And actually, one Sunday I was sitting home, and we were in the midst of peach season, so I thought, you know, I wonder how kale would go with fresh peaches. So here we are. We're using one of our 1 pound bags of kale, and as Peggy said, isn't that gorgeous? As Peggy said, it's already triple washed and cut up for you. Now we're going to put 3/8 cup of, I like the extra light virgin olive oil, and I'm going to let you have the peaches and nectarines over there. But
these
we're
are
just
South
going
Carolina peaches too, aren't they?
Right. We're just going to massage this kale. Gets a little messy, folks, but hey, it's worth it if you could only taste it. I shared it with our staff. In fact, we were having a function down at the farm in Pillion, and I made it, and people just absolutely loved it. I'm going to grab a paper towel so I can wipe my hands. And now we're going to sprinkle that.
So you had the nice virgin olive oil on there.
Extra light virgin olive oil, that's right. Okay, now we're going to put a ½ teaspoon of fine sea salt. You know, I like sea salt because I think it brings out the flavor and everything. Just sprinkle that.
And you don't really need much.
No. And then we're going to add, and a little hint, when I work with honey, I always dip whatever or coat whatever that I'm using the utensil in a little bit of olive oil, or a little bit of oil. It doesn't have to be olive oil, because the honey glides really nicely out of the utensil or out of the container.
That's a little trick we learned, huh?
Okay.
So you have what, 2 tablespoons?
2 tablespoons of honey. And see, that spoon is very nice and clean. And we're just going to stir these ingredients together. That's, of course, the package, 1 pound package of Nature's Greens kale, 3/8 cup of extra light virgin olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, and then 2 tablespoons of honey. Okay, now I'm using 3 peaches and 3 nectarines, and we've chopped
All right.
those, and we did
you
put them in a little
did
bit of
leave
orange
You
juice.
left the peeling on, which is where more of the vitamins are.
Oh, yeah, and that's very important. If
Yeah.
you can leave
Don't
that
peel
peel on a
That's
fruit
right.
or vegetable, that's very
Yeah.
important. And so actually what I've done with those, I put those in orange juice so they wouldn't turn dark. Now we're going to add about 1.5 tablespoons, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar to this fruit.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Oh, and these smell so good. Now all you do is pour this over the kale.
Never would have thought of this. Only Donna would come up with recipes
It is
like this.
so
Now,
yummy.
that would serve a crowd. If you're having people in your backyard for a cookout or whatever.
And it's healthy.
It's beautiful.
Good. Uh-oh, got 2 little guys in here that we need to get out.
Now I'll put this over here.
And we're just going to toss the peaches in with the kale.
Let me pick this up. Now, that's beautiful, Donna. It's so
And
colorful,
it's so
and it's so
pretty.
easy.
And you know, Peggy, you can serve it now. I tested it with all types of dressings, and I really like it with poppy seed. And poppy seed has such a robust taste until I just drizzle a teeny bit over the top of it, and then toasted pecans. And it is wonderful. One thing I like about this salad, if you have leftover chicken, you can chop the chicken up and put it in here.
You make a whole meal.
And make a
out
whole
of it.
meal.
Yeah.
Serve with a nice, croissant and sorbet and your favorite beverage, whether it be water or iced tea.
Whatever.
You
You've
just
got a
have
lovely meal.
wonderful meal. And you know, this is elegant enough. You can make it as elegant as you want or as simple as you want. So I just absolutely love
That's
this
beautiful.
salad. It's not only beautiful, but it's healthy.
So you call that peachy kale salad.
Right.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Okay,
Look how colorful that is.
I'm going to scoot behind you,
All right.
and I am going to get.
And you know, we have all these recipes, and they're free for the asking. We're thanks to Walter P. Rowell. I mean, we'll be happy to share them with you. And of course, you can click on. Let's see, if you click PeggyDenny.com, they'll be there. Or I'll give you some more information in a minute. But you do need the number. The number of the recipe is 815.
Okay.
Now, what
next,
is this?
Since we're on the subject of kale, I've developed so many smoothies that can be done in the blender. So I went actually to a local grocery store one night, and I pulled fruits and fruit juices and all kinds of milk off the shelves and got it out of the refrigerator at the grocery store. And I came back. I told my husband, I said, I will never be able to develop any kale smoothies or the kale popsicle that you and I
like
had the
that.
pleasure of doing the last
All right,
time
so
we
this is
visited.
a smoothie?
But this is actually a pineapple kale smoothie.
Ooh.
So good. For this recipe, we are using 1 cup of the vanilla flavored almond milk. And this is regular, this is not unsweetened. To this, we're going to add 1 cup of vanilla flavored Greek yogurt, like that Greek yogurt, because it has twice the protein. So we're adding that to the almond milk.
Okay.
And then we're going to put in, and here again I'm dipping my spoon in a little bit of oil. We're going to put in 2 teaspoons of honey.
Of course, that's a nature sweetener.
Right. This is so yummy. I've also got a wonderful kale salad with a fresh strawberry vinaigrette dressing. I love to work with kale because it just adapts to everything. We're going to put in about 1 cup of pineapple.
And that's fresh pineapple.
Fresh pineapple. Yeah. We will blend these ingredients together. Now we are adding about it looks like it's more than a cup. It looks like it's 2 cups, and you can't put enough kale in anything as far as I'm concerned.
Because when you put it in the blender, it's going to all kind of dissolve anyway.
That's right, exactly. So let's get all those kale leaves out. There you go. So we're going to put the top on the blender. And we have the finished product down there, but this is just wonderful. You get that natural pineapple flavor, and you get a little sweetness with the almond milk, and this is really good because it has the extra protein. It has all the goodness of the kale, and
it's also a little bit sweet with the honey and the yogurt.
That's right. Yeah. But it's so good and so good for you. Get it cold. It is just absolute. Pour it over ice. Oh, it's so good.
Now, some of these recipes are original. I mean, I know you do these.
Yes.
Now, we are going to take a quick break, and we have so much more on this squash casserole I want to share with you. But if you would like these recipes, you can send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Peggy Denny Show, Post Office Box 1616, Greenville, South Carolina, 29602. And we'll be so happy to share with you. We appreciate that self-addressed stamped envelope. And the recipe number is 815, or you can click on peggydenny.com, and we'll try to have everything posted. Oh, now, we're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back. You don't want to miss the other goodies that Donna has prepared. Well, welcome back, and I couldn't wait. I had to try that smoothie, and it is delicious. And if you joined us late, Donna Bundrick Griffin is here with me from the Walter P. Rowell Company in South Carolina, where they grow the very freshest things. And now, this is what I waited for, this squash casserole.
Peggy, I like to use as many of our versatile veggies as possible. And you can see the little versatile veggie logo right there. Now, this is our squash duo with both the zucchini and yellow squash in there. We also have pico de gallo, which is excellent. And we have the different types of onions in this container. We have the red onion, the yellow onion, the green onion. We have a fajita mix. We have a sliced pepper medley. So look for our versatile veggies.
Out. But this is really time-saving, too.
It is, because everything's already washed and cut up for you. Now, as Peggy said, we're going to make I was sitting around thinking, and I thought, I love squash, so I've got to make a very simple and quite healthy squash casserole. I am using 3 of our versatile veggies squash duos, or squash medleys, containing the yellow and zucchini.
And the green, and the zucchini,
Right. This little guy on the side, piece of tape, is our tamper resistant. So unhook it if you go in the grocery store to buy versatile veggies, and that is undone, you need to certainly report it. Now, Peggy, because there is not a lot of moisture in squash, we don't put one of those little guys in the bottom.
Are you going to use all 3 of these?
We're going to use all 3 of these squash medleys.
So this would serve quite a few people.
Yes, I would say it would serve, probably, I would say 10 to 12 people. And that depends on what else you're having.
Donna doesn't cook for 1 or 2. I mean, she doesn't know how to do small. It's always for everybody.
Okay, and we are putting in 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. We'll stir these ingredients together in a little bit. 1/2 teaspoon of, this is Italian seasoning. And 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Okay, so
that's simple.
We will just stir all of these ingredients. I want to make sure those squash on the bottom get some Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper on them. These are already, like Peggy said, they're already cut up, triple washed. Now our next, we are using for this casserole, a rectangular dish. And we're going to coat this with a little bit of oil.
You see, you don't need much.
No.
The way she does it, you just coat the dish, but you don't have a lot of extra oil in there.
Now
and
we're
then you
going
put
to
all that in there.
just spoon these squash in here. And I love squash casserole. When I used to make it, I made it with a lot of very, very caloric ingredients. But now, Peggy, we have such choices in the grocery store with all the different, in each of the food groups, we have the low fat, the fat free. But one thing about recipes and fat free cheese, it doesn't have enough of, you know, of the fat in it to really do well in recipes, so therefore I'm using the low-fat cheese in this recipe. Okay, now we will put in a half. Now this is our container of
your onions.
Our onions, right? So I'm using half of this container. So we're just going to sprinkle the onions across the top of the squash. And now we're using the...
Is that the cheddar or?
It's the cheddar, but it's made with 2% milk.
Okay.
I'm going to sprinkle this over those onions and squash. Okay, we'll put the other layer of squash in. This is the easiest, best casserole because the squash, the cheese and the moisture, the little bit of moisture in the squash kind of make the squash. You bake it actually at 400 degrees for 1 hour, cover it and bake it. So it seals in that moisture and you have just a wonderful, wonderful casserole. It just smells so good cooking. Okay, I'm going to put all these squash over. Then we'll put the rest
See, they're already sliced. I mean, you don't have to worry about, they look so nice and even. That's what I was thinking when you're putting it in there.
Okay, we'll just dump the others in there. Okay, we want to kind of spread those out.
Now you put more cheese on top.
And then the onions.
Oh, so you just layer it.
Right.
The squash and the onions and then the cheese. Okay.
And I like, of course, things like this because you can make them as low fat as you want with all the, like I said, the different products on the market.
That's so pretty and colorful.
And then we're putting the reduced fat cracker crumbs over the top of that.
And is that any special kind of cracker crumbs or whatever?
I just look for reduced fat.
And then you cover that.
You cover it, put it in a 400-degree oven, and let it cook for about an hour. We do have the finished product,
and there's the finished product out of the oven that, oh, it smells so good.
And
it's right
so
down
good.
there.
And as I lean up, I'm smelling this wonderful pineapple smoothie. Okay, I'm going and put this in our 400-degree oven. It's a little warm. Okay, and on to our vegetarian nachos.
And this is kind of fun, especially, you know, this time of year, or if you're thinking of having people around you know, sitting around in your back with grilling hamburgers or whatever, or if you're going tailgating or whatever you're going to be doing. This is so easy.
Right.
Now you've got what in there?
These are the crushed nacho chips. Okay, we will layer that with cheese. I'm going to make another layer.
So we've got the squash casserole, the peachy kale salad, the pineapple smoothie, and this is the ultimate nachos.
Now,
right?
you could use ground beef if you want to. In fact, the recipe does have ground beef. But I thought, you know,
this is vegetarian.
I'm going to make it vegetarian, right. Okay, we'll put one more layer of those crushed nacho chips.
These are very generous portions. They'll serve, you know, a crowd.
Right.
That's it, Donna.
Spread those out, and then we'll put a little bit more cheese.
Put the rest of the cheese on there.
Now, you bake this, Peggy, until the cheese melts, and we'll make believe that we baked it until the cheese melts. I would say 350 degrees.
Well, we have one out there on the table that people can see.
And once you bring it out and cool it a bit, you will put 2 7-ounce of our picos over the top.
That much?
Yes, ma'am. We've unhooked the little guy on the side, and we will just spoon this over. It's so beautiful and colorful.
So fresh.
Oh, it is. And I love this in Western omelets, hamburgers, meatloaves, and all kinds of dips. It is just...
Well, this would be great if you're going to be tailgating.
Oh, yes.
Just put it out, and everybody can help themselves. Oh, that's terrific, Donna. And you use 2 packages?
Right.
My goodness.
We want to make sure that we get lots of pico. Peggy, this has fresh lime juice imported from Florida in it, and tomatoes, onions, fresh lime juice, salt, and a little bit of cilantro. Okay, we're going to...
So you just put it all over that. Oh, that is beautiful, because it's so colorful.
Right, and then you can put, if you want to, you can get the reduced fat, the light sour cream, and put on top, and it is just wonderful.
I think I'd like it with a sour cream on it. And how long do you put this in?
350, and bake it until the cheese melts.
So just a few minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you put the sour cream on there?
Yeah, we can go ahead and put the sour cream on there. Just to give the audience, if you want to, you can smooth that. Or you can let people, if they want to, when they spoon it onto a plate, you can let people get their own sour cream, because some people don't like sour cream.
I can't imagine that.
Me either. Okay.
That is so pretty.
It is pretty, it is good, it's filling, it's delicious with that pico de gallo in there. And
that really gives it some zip.
Oh, yeah. With that, I love cilantro anyway, and with that cilantro and fresh lime juice and the pico, it is so wonderful. But
now that's your
the viewers will
ultimate nachos.
Get the idea, and like I say, I did include ground beef in the original recipe.
Well, you can do it either way.
You can do it either way, right.
Now, let me just say, all of these recipes are on here. And if you would love, we'd be so happy to share them with you, thanks to Donna Bundrick Griffin and the Walter P. Rowell Company. And just send us a self-addressed stamped envelope and send it to the Peggy Denny Show, Post Office Box 1616, Greenville, South Carolina, 29602. And put on there the number. The recipe number is 815. Very easy to remember. Then we'll know which recipe you wanted, because we have quite a few, and sometimes we get an envelope and there's no number and we don't really know what the people wanted. So we have to guess. We don't want to do that. We want to be able to share these. And if you want the freshest, most beautiful things, and the South Carolina peaches and all these beautiful things that you brought today, it's just a joy. And we are so blessed.
We are very blessed. Yes, we are.
To have so much to choose from.
And to have farmers who are committed to the industry and want to serve the freshest and the safest and the most wholesome products, and we are very blessed.
Donna,
and to have all
this is just beautiful.
all
Thank
the different
you.
choices.
Thank you for all the things, the trouble you go to present these for everybody.
Thank
and
you.
everything here is good for you. So remember that and stay happy. We'll see you next time.